Vincent Rossi doesn't cry. He has spent 30 years burying rivals, silencing witnesses, and building a criminal empire on a foundation of cold, hard fear. In the city of Chicago, his name is a death sentence. But tonight, in the dim amber light of his favorite luxury restaurant, the most dangerous man in the city is staring at a crumpled napkin with hands that won't stop shaking. Across the dining room, a 17-year-old delivery boy in a faded, grease-stained uniform is staring back. This isn't just a chance encounter. It's a collision of worlds. On that napkin, 6 words are scrawled in jagged ink. Table 7. Look at me. Really look. As Vincent looks up, the air in the room turns to ice. He doesn't see a kid. He sees a ghost from a night 23 years ago that he has tried to drown in expensive scotch and blood money. If you want to know why a Mafia Don is terrified of a teenager, stay tuned, because what happens next will change everything you think you know about justice. To understand the fear in Vincent's eyes, we have to go back 72 hours. Meet Marcus Chen. He's 17, living in a cramped apartment where the walls are thin and the fridge is always empty. While other kids are worrying about their SAT scores or who to take to prom, Marcus is counting coins on a scarred kitchen table. $4.37. That's all they have left, and the rent is $890 short. He looks at his sister eating cereal with water because they can't afford milk, and he makes a choice. He isn't just looking for a job. He's looking for the man who stole his future before it even started. Marcus finds a help wanted sign at Gabriella's, the kind of place where a single bottle of wine costs more than his mother's monthly salary. He lies about his age, pulls the duct tape tighter around his worn-out shoes, and gets hired on the spot. But the manager doesn't see the faded police photo tucked into Marcus's backpack, a picture of a smiling man in uniform holding a baby. Marcus isn't there for the tips. He is there for a reckoning. Enter Vincent Rossi. When Vincent walks into a room, the oxygen seems to leave it. He owns half the city, and the other half is too scared to admit he owns them, too. He snaps his fingers and waiters tremble. He speaks, and judges look the other way. He is a man who orders hits between bites of steak. But even monsters have a soft spot. On his phone is a photo of his daughter in her graduation gown, his pride, his joy, and his greatest vulnerability. He thinks he's a good father because he's provided her with a life of luxury, never stopping to think about the orphans he created to build that throne. It's Marcus's first night on the job. His heart is a drum against his ribs as the manager points toward the corner booth. Table 12 needs water. Then take care, Mr. Rossi. Don't mess it up. Marcus walks toward the man who destroyed his family like he's walking toward a firing squad. He has 2 choices. He can run, or he can serve the man who murdered his father. But Marcus Chen has a third option in mind. What would you do in his shoes? Would you walk away? Or would you look your demon in the eye? Comment below, because Marcus is about to make a move that no one saw coming. Marcus approaches the table with a pitcher of water. His hands are steady now, a cold calm settling over him. Vincent doesn't even look up. To the Don, Marcus is invisible, just another servant, another piece of furniture. Water. No ice. Vincent barks. Focus on a business deal. For 3 seconds, their eyes lock as Marcus pours. Vincent sees a poor kid. Marcus sees a man who made him grow up in the dark. In the kitchen, Marcus leans against the tile wall, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He pulls an object from his pocket, a tarnished, silver police badge. It reads, Detective James Chen, Badge 4739. 23 years ago, James Chen was the only cop in Chicago who couldn't be bought. He found the evidence, the trafficking, the money laundering, the murders, and he refused to look the other way. He promised his toddler son he'd be home for his birthday, but he never made it to the cake. A single gunshot in a dark parking garage silenced the investigation and left a 3-year-old boy holding his mother's hand at a rain-soaked funeral. The case against Rossi collapsed. Evidence vanished. Witnesses went missing. For over 2 decades, Marcus lived with a hole in his chest where a father should have been. Now, the man responsible is sitting 30 feet away, laughing and celebrating his own daughter's success. The irony is a bitter pill. Vincent is shouting for another round of champagne, toasted his daughter's full ride to Columbia. Marcus listens to the pride in the killer's voice and feels a different kind of fire. He doesn't want to just hurt Vincent. He wants to dismantle the lie that Vincent Rossi is a good man. He grabs a napkin and starts to write. Marcus walks back to the corner booth. The associates are laughing, the air thick with the smell of expensive cigars. Without a word, Marcus places a folded napkin and the tarnished silver badge directly next to Vincent's plate. "Compliments from the kitchen, sir," he says, his voice low and like tempered steel. Vincent glances down, expecting a bill or a fan note. He unfolds a paper, and the color drains from his face so fast it's as if his heart has stopped beating. He picks up the badge. He turns it over, his thumb tracing the engraved numbers, 4739. The champagne glass in his other hand slips, shattering against the floor, but no one moves to clean it. The room goes silent. "Everyone out," Vincent whispers. His associates hesitate, but the look in his eyes is something they've never seen. Pure, unadulterated terror. "I said now," he roars. The restaurant clears in seconds. The staff retreats to the kitchen. It's just the orphan and the assassin, face to face in the ruins of a celebration. "You have his eyes," Vincent says, his voice cracking. He doesn't deny it. He doesn't call for his guards. The weight of 23 years of silence is suddenly pressing down on his chest. Marcus doesn't blink. "And you have his blood on your hands," he replies. This is the moment Marcus has played out in his head 1,000 times. He imagined screaming. He imagined violence, but the reality is much heavier. He looks at the man who owns the city and realizes that Vincent is a prisoner of his own past. The Don asks if Marcus is there to kill him, but the answer is more complicated than a bullet. Marcus didn't come for a life. He came for the truth. "I want you to see him," Marcus says, sliding a photo across the table. It's James Chen in uniform, holding a baby Marcus. He wasn't a threat. He was a man who liked bad coffee and told terrible jokes. "He taught me to tie my shoes." You made him a liar because he never came home. Vincent stares at the photo, and for the first time in his life, the armor cracks. He admits he remembers. He remembers every face, every name, every soul he traded for his empire. He looks at the photo of his own daughter and finally realizes the cost of her tuition. Vincent reaches for his briefcase and pulls out a checkbook. He scribbles a number that would change Marcus's life forever, $500,000. "It's not charity," Vincent says, his voice hollow. "It's penance. Your mother shouldn't have to work 2 jobs. Your sister deserves a future." But Marcus doesn't reach for the money. He looks at the check, then back at the man who thinks everything has a price tag. "I didn't come here for your money," Marcus says. "I came here for my peace." In a move that stuns a Mafia boss, Marcus pushes the check back, but he leaves the badge and a photo on the table. "Keep them," Marcus commands. "Keep them where you'll see them every single day. Every time you look at your daughter, I want you to look at my father. Remember his name, Detective James Chen. Hero." He tells Vincent to live with the weight of what he's done, because a quick death is too easy. Forgiveness isn't about letting Vincent off the hook. It's about Marcus refusing to let the hate consume him. He turns his back on the richest man in Chicago and walks out into the rain, leaving the monster alone with his ghosts. 6 months later, the world looks different for the Chen family. Marcus eventually took the money, not for himself, but as a settlement his father was owed. He paid the rent for 2 years, set up a college fund for his sister, and established a scholarship for the children of fallen officers. He didn't use the money to buy luxury. He used it to buy the time his father never got to give them. We see Marcus now, tutoring kids at a community center, a weight lifted from his shoulders that no amount of money could ever fix. As for Vincent Rossi, the empire remains, but the man has changed. On his mahogany desk, next to the photos of his daughter, sits a tarnished silver badge, number 4739. He still runs his business, but the accidents have stopped. The hits have ceased. Anonymous donations in the millions begin to flood into police memorial funds. Vincent didn't get redemption. You don't get that for murder, but he got a permanent reminder of the cost of his crown. He lives every day under the gaze of a man he couldn't kill twice. So we have to ask, was Marcus right to walk away? Did Vincent deserve a second chance? Or was the mercy shown to him a greater punishment than any prison cell? Some people believe in an eye for an eye, but Marcus Chen proved that sometimes the strongest thing you can do is refuse to become the monster you're fighting. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was he too forgiving, or was this the ultimate justice? If this story touched you, hit subscribe. Next week, we're diving into a story even darker than this one. Remember, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind, or at least be fair.